Hi, my name is Kirk Wallace. I'm a freelance illustrator, and I am here today with Astute Graphics to show you one of my favorite features, AutoGlue, which is a part of a tool called PathScribe, which is a part of a plugin called VectorScribe. I will show all of you how to install that in a moment when I share my screen. This feature solves a problem that I have very frequently in Adobe Illustrator without the plugins. When I am trying to create shadow shapes or highlight shapes, and I'm stacking multiple shapes on top of each other, and I want to move that shape underneath, and then I have to kind of move the shadow shape as well, and I end up adjusting everything 2 times, and it can be really frustrating when making revisions to art. This AutoGlue feature solves a lot of headache around that, so I'm excited to show it to you. Here's this piece of artwork that I made for the demo, and first I'll show you what the problem is, and then I'll show you the solution to it, and I'll show you how to enable everything. It's really easy. So ultimately, what I was talking about with these shadow shapes is I oftentimes am using the Pathfinder to make a shadow like this. And now that I have the shadow shape, if you see the outline mode, it's 2 shapes stacked on top of each other. And if I were to make revisions to this artwork, say make his chin a little bit further down like this, I'm going to have to go ahead and make those same changes to the shadow layer. And it's going to be really difficult to get it to line up perfectly, although it's possible. But let's say I'm changing the artwork more substantially, and also some of the Bezier handles, problematic to get things to line up just perfectly. One solution, of course, is to make clipping masks, but for me, I don't like to use clipping masks, so that's not an option for me. So previously, I basically would just wait and draw my shadow shapes at the way end when I knew I was committed to all of my base shapes. But now with AutoGlue, I don't really have to do that. So let me show you quickly what AutoGlue is and then how it solves this problem. And I think it'll solve a lot of people's problems overall. These points, if I wanted to move the center point, I would, I move one, I have to move them all. Or I could go into outline mode and then select them all and then move them together. But, then if I'm moving my handles, everything has to move with it like this and then like this. It's just not quite right. So for AutoGlue, first you'll have to have the Astute Manager, and then you'll want to have the VectorScribe plugin installed. And then once that's installed, you'll go to Window, Astute Graphics, and then the tool is called PathScribe. And the feature inside of that tool is called AutoGlue. So once you have PathScribe open, I have it over here. I have all of them docked here. You go here and then you click AutoGlue. And I'll give you a quick little rundown of how it works. The other thing to do is to go back into that menu and click the PathScribe preferences. And then way down here in the bottom right, AutoGlue tolerance, I like to put all the way up to the maximum, which is 5 pixels. I think it'll normally be pretty low. Now with that feature enabled, if I use my PathScribe tool over here, and I choose one of these points, it will move all of the points together as if those points are glued together because they are within that 5 pixel tolerance. And also, if I move Bezier handles, the Bezier handles move with it as well. Now, let's zoom out and go back to my artwork and show you how it works over here. If I choose my artwork, either one, I click, I drag, and the shadow moves with it. I move it in, I move it out, I move the handles, I move them in, I move them out. Anything I do, it will glue together. And you can see, if I go into outline mode, they are moving together. There's no clipping mask involved. It's just moving the points all together and the handles all together. Now I'll show you real quickly, if I were to make, for instance, a highlight with a white, set it to overlay, and do the same thing. I can take these 2 shapes. I can go into the Shape Builder tool, which is a native Illustrator tool, hold down Option and just remove. Now same thing. If I don't have AutoGlue and I'm just using my direct select and I move things, it needs to get moved twice. But now with AutoGlue, I will use my PathScribe tool. I click and I drag and everything moves all together, glued together really, really nicely. So hopefully that's super clear how this can work for your workflows. Everybody's got a different kind of thing going on in Illustrator, but I know that moving multiple points at once is always a pain. Having to jump in and out of outline mode or use clipping masks that are messy, all those types of things are solved with AutoGlue. If you have any questions about it, you can always reach out to me on Instagram or email or comments here, wherever. Happy to answer any questions you have about the Astute Graphics plugins or Illustrator overall. More than happy to hear about it. And yeah, see you on the internet. Thank you. Later.